Hello friends, I Agrawal yes, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department, Sandipani Tailing Campus, Latur. Today's topic is analysis of pin-jointed externally indeterminate frame by Castiglion's theorem or principle of minimum energy. Now the learning outcomes. A student will be able to understand the steps of analysis by Castiglion's theorem, and also a student will be able to analyze the externally indeterminate pin-jointed frame. Now this is our numeric. Determine the forces in the member of the frame as shown below, where the cross-section area of members BC, CD and AC is 3000 mm square, and of AB is 4000 mm square, and AD is of 6000 mm square, and modulus of elasticity E is the same for all the members, and support B is a hinge support, support C and D are the roller support. The next step is the calculation of the DSI, that is degree of static indeterminacy, where the DS is equal to DSE plus the DSI. The DSE is the external static indeterminacy and DSI is the internal static indeterminacy. So external static indeterminacy, that is equal to R minus 3, where R is equal to number of forces. These are the number of forces, number of reactions. So RA, RC, RD and the HA, and DSE is equal to now 4 minus 3 is equal to the 1. So degree of static indeterminacy externally is 1. Now go for the static indeterminacy internally. The formula is M minus in bracket 2J minus 3. So M is the number of member, that is the 5, and number of joint, that is the 4. So DSI is equal to 5 minus in bracket 2 into 4 minus 3, so that is equal to 0. So total static indeterminacy DS is equal to 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So from this we can say that this frame is a externally indeterminate structure. Then take a pause and question arise in the mind that what are the different steps to analyze the frame. Now the steps of analysis. First is remove the redundant, then calculation of the reactions, then P analysis, then the K analysis, that is to find the member forces due to the pair of unit forces in place of the redundant member. Then next is the prepare this table, that first column is member, then area of member, then length of member, then P is a force due to the external load, then K is a force in the member due to the unit force, then PKL by E, then K square L by AE, and the last is here summation PKL by E and summation K square L by AE. So by using these two values here, X that is equal to minus summation PKL by AE divided by sigma K square L by AE, where this X is a force in the redundant member. So once we got the force in the redundant member, we are able to find the forces in all the members, and the formula is S1 is equal to P1 plus X into the K1, where P1 is the member force due to applied load and K1 is the member force due to the unit load. Now here removal of the redundant. So this frame is a externally indeterminate frame. So we are treating here vertical reaction RC as a redundant. So here remove the vertical reaction at C and release the structure. So here we are removing the reaction at C and release the structure. The next step is apply the unit force at the joint C. So we are applying the unit force at the joint C. The next step is to calculate the reactions. So here we are taking sigma MB is equal to the 0, clockwise positive and anti-clockwise negative. So 40 into the 40 into the 4 is a clockwise is a plus, and RD into the 7, that is a anti-clockwise, is a minus. So RD is equal to 22.85. Then apply sigma fx condition, towards right plus and towards left is minus. So here the towards right is a 40 kN load is a plus and HA is a towards left is a minus. So HA is equal to 40 kN. Then we are applying the sigma Fi condition. Vertically upward is positive and vertically downward is the negative. So here we are considering the direction of RA is a downward initially. If the answer is positive, our direction is the correct. And as per sign convention, upward vertically is positive and downward vertically is the negative. So here RD minus RA is equal to 0, and we know RD is equal to 22.85 minus the RA. So RA is equal to 22.85. It means what you assume direction downward of RA, that is the correct. The next is the P analysis, that is the member forces due to the externally applied load. So here we are considering the joint B, and by method of joint we are finding the member forces. So first force is FAB force, and here we are considering the direction of that FAB is away from the joint. So here the member is inclined, so that is why here the resolution of the forces that FAB cos 45 horizontally and FAB sin 45 is vertically upward. So here apply the sigma Fi condition. Vertically upward is positive and vertically downward is the negative. So RA is vertically downward, so that is negative, and this FAB sin 45 is the vertically upward, that is why is a plus, and that is equal to the 0. We know the value of RA is 22.85, so put here FAB sin 45 minus 22.5 is equal to 0. So FAB is equal to 32.31. Then next force is the FBC force. Assume direction of that FBC force is away from the joint. Now here this force is horizontal, so we are taking sigma Fx condition, towards right plus, towards left is minus. So here the FBC is towards the right, that is why the plus. Then FAB cos 45 is toward the right, that is why the plus, and HA is toward the left, that is why the minus. We have the value of HA and the FAB. So put here FBC plus 32.31 cos 45 minus the 40 is equal to 0. So we got here FBC is equal to 17.15. Then we are considering the joint C here, and force is FAC. Now here we apply the sigma Fi condition because this member is a vertical, so vertically upward is plus and downward is the minus. So we can say that at joint C there is no vertical force, that is why here directly we can say that FAC is equal to the 0. Then we are considering the force FCD and assuming the direction of FCD is away from the joint. So this force is horizontal, so here sigma Fx is equal to the 0. So here by sign conventions, towards right is a plus, so FCD is towards right, that is why plus, and FBC is toward the left, that is why is a minus. Then put the value of FBC is 17.15, then find the FCD is equal to 17.15. Then consider the joint D is here. Then force is the FAD force here, and direction is the towards the joint. Now this force is the inclined force, so resolve in the two directions, vertically downward FAD sin 53.13 and horizontally towards the right with the FAD cos 53.13. Now here we are applying the sigma Fx condition, towards right plus and towards left is minus. So here FAD cos 53.13 is towards the right, that is why is the plus, and this FCD is the minus. So FCD is the minus. So put the value of FCD 17.15 here in this equation. So we got here FAD is equal to 28.58 kilonewton. Then these are the directions of the forces in the member due to the applied load, and these are the magnitude of the forces. The next step is the K analysis, that is member forces due to the unit load at the redundant. So here we are treating this reaction as our redundant. So apply unit force at the C, and that is the 1. So first step is the calculation of the reactions. We are taking sigma mb is equal to 0, clockwise positive and anti-clockwise the negative. So 1 into 4 is the clockwise and RD into 7 is the anti-clockwise. So here RD is equal to the 0.57. Then we are applying here sigma Fi condition. So assume direction of RA is upward. RD also the positive means is correct. Then RA plus RD both are the upward. Then one is the downward, that is why the minus is equal to 0. So put the value of RD 0.57. So RD plus 0.57 minus 1. So RA is equal to 0.43. Then we go for the sigma Fx condition. Towards right plus and towards left is minus. So in this frame there is no horizontal force. So we can say that directly HA is equal to the 0. Then by considering the 1 by 1 joint, we are finding the member forces due to this unit load at the joint C. So first consider the joint B, and force is the KAB. Assume the direction of KB is the towards the joint, and this force is the inclined, that is why they resolve the forces in the two directions, the horizontal and the vertical. So here KAB sin 45 is vertically downward and KAB cos 45 is towards the left, horizontal. So we are applying here sigma Fy condition. Towards vertically upward is positive and vertically downward is the negative. So RA is a vertically upward, vertical force upward, that is why is a plus, and this KAB sin 45 is downward, that is why is a minus. So put the value of RA is 0.43 minus KAB sin 45 is equal to 0. So we got here KAB is equal to the 0. Then next force is the KBC, and assume the direction of KBC is the away from the joint. Then apply here the sigma Fx condition, because this force is a horizontal. So here towards right plus and towards left is minus. Now at the joint C here, this KBC is toward the right, that is why is a plus, and here this horizontal force KAB cos 45 is toward the left, that is why is a minus, it is equal to the 0. Then we know the value of KAB is 0.6, so put here in 0.6. So KBC minus 0.6 cos 45 is equal to 0. So KBC is equal to 0.43. Then next we are considering joint C here. Then the force is KAC, and assume the direction of KC is the away from the joint. So this force is vertical, so we are applying the sigma Fy condition. Then here vertically upward is a plus and vertically downward is the minus. So KAC is upward force, that is why is a plus, and 1 is a downward force, that is why is a minus. So KAC is equal to the 1. Then next force is the KCD. Assume the direction of that force is away from the joint, and this force is horizontal. So apply here sigma Fx is equal to 0. Then towards right is a plus and towards left is a minus. Here KCD is toward the right, that is why is a plus, and KBC, this force is towards left, that is why is a minus. We know the value of KBC 0.43, so put here KBC is 0.43. So we got here KCD is equal to 0.43. Then consider the joint C here, and force is the KAD. We are considering the direction of that force is towards the joint. Now again this force is inclined, so this is the resolution of the forces here. Horizontal towards right is KAD cos 53.13 and vertically downward is KAD sin 53.13. So here we are applying the sigma Fy condition. Upward force positive and downward force is the negative. So here what RD is upward, that is why is a plus, and this KAD sin 45 Sin 53.13 is the downward, that is why is a minus. Then we know the value of RD, that is the 0.57. So 0.57 minus KAD sin 53.13 is equal to 0. So we got here KAD is equal to the 0.71. So here these are the direction of the forces and these are the magnitude of the forces. Now the next step is this preparation of the table, that calculation of the support reactions. Now these are the members AB, AC, AD, BC, CD, and here important is what? A compressive force we are considering as positive and tensile force we are considering as the negative. Next is the area of the members, cross-section area of the members, then length of the members. Now here the fourth column is a forces due to the applied load, and that is minus indicates the tension and plus indicate the compression. Then forces due to the pair of unit load act at the joint. So here the 0.6 minus 1, 0.71 minus 0.43 minus 0.43. So previously we have calculated these are the forces, K forces and the P forces. We are enter these values as per the sign convention, that is compression as a positive and tension as the negative. The next column that important is PKL by AE. Here P is the force developed due to the applied load, K is the force developed in the member due to the unit load, L is the length of member, A is the area of member, and E is the modulus of elasticity. If you put the value one by one here for this member AB, P is the minus 82.31, K is the 0.36, L is the 56.85 mm, and area is the 4000. The value is the minus 27.41, then 0, then 16.9, then 9.83, then 7.31. So summation of all this column is the summation PKL by E is equal to 6.69 divided by the E, because here a modulus of elasticity is the same for all the members, so we are kept as it is the E. The next column is the K square L by AE. Here K is the force developed in the member due to the unit load, and 0.6 square into the length of member is a 5656.85 divided by the area, that is the 4000. So we got here the 0.50, 1.33, 0.42, 0.4424, then 0.184. So summation of this K square L by E, that is equal to 2.67 divided by the E. So from this, by using these two values, we are finding the support reaction first, and that is the XC, reaction at the C, that is equal to minus sigma PKL by AE divided by the sigma K square L by the AE. So here XC is equal to minus 6.69 divided by the 2.67. So XC, that is reaction at the C, that is equal to minus 2.50 kilonewton. So by using this XC is equal to minus 2.50, we are able to find the member forces, and the formula is the S1 is equal to P1 plus X into the K1. In this way, S2, S3 and the S4. Here we are preparing one table like this. Column, first column is the members, then second column that is previously as the same, that is the member forces due to applied load P, and third column is the member forces due to the applied unit load K, and the formula is our S is equal to P plus X into the K. Here we got X is equal to the minus 2.50. So here for the first member, that P is a minus 32.31, then this X is equal to minus 2.5 into K is 0.6, so that is equal to minus 33.81, then 2.5, then 26.8, then minus 16.075 and minus 16.075. As per our sign conventions, this minus is a tension and this plus is a compression. Thank you.